happening, y'all? Welcome back to the channel, me and Car Keys. So today's video is 5 things that I hate about my 2015 F150 XLT. Now, I always said that I would never make one of these videos because everybody else does, number one. Number two, I couldn't think of 5 things that I hated about this truck. But after owning it for 2.5 years, almost 3 years now, I got 5 on it, y'all. So let's talk for a second. Hate is such a strong word, right? So for the duration of this video, we're gonna use strongly dislike. However, for number 1 on the list, I'm gonna go with the word hate. This window, I hate this window. I hate this window. Now, the number 1 video on my channel that I've ever posted on YouTube is about this window. This is the rear sliding window on a 2015 F150 XLT. Let's go inside. This is the culprit, the sole origin of my hatred. This is the inside of the sliding rear window. It has a button here on the inside. If you open this button, wow. Now, it is a pretty cool design to have a button that opens and closes your sliding rear window. Versus the old days where you had the one that you snap and you open and close with your hand. Pretty cool design. Now, it gives you better airflow. So if you have your windows down, the air is coming in and it's going out the back, where it give you better circulation. Understandable, very good engineering. Other than that, the window serves absolutely no purpose. Now, I've seen you guys at Home Depot. I've seen you Home Depot guys get a 30-foot piece of lumber, run it through the cab and out the back window, and still be hanging off the back of the truck. I understand you gotta do what you gotta do, but other than that, the window serves no purpose. There's no point of the window. In addition to that, the windows actually come loose on me several times. Now, the first time I fixed it myself, I got some 3M adhesive and some 3M tape and all kind of other stuff. And I fixed it myself and it actually held for a little bit over a year. Then it came loose again. I started hearing wind noise and I went back there and the whole trim piece was loose again. The last time I took it to a shop and they charged me $100 to fix it, it's held since then. It's been about a year since I've gotten that done. And it's actually held since then. But I have a love-hate relationship with this window because it actually doesn't even serve a purpose. Now, I'd rather have one flat single window, have no issues, and call it good. Now, the other thing about this window is not just me. It's not just one YouTuber complaining about his sliding rear window. I posted 2 videos about this window issue on YouTube. And if you look in the comment section of both videos, there are hundreds of comments of people saying the same thing happened to them. Oh, it just happened to me today. Oh, mine broke. Oh, thank you for posting this video. There are so many comments because it's happened to so many people. Now, if this has happened to you, don't fret. You are not alone. We're all in this together. It's actually happened to a ton of us. The good thing about it is there is a fix. Now, the person who fixed my window the last time gave me some tips on things that could help and that could probably help you out as well. I'll leave the link in the description for that video below, as well as I'll put up here for you to reference now. And that is why this is the number 1 thing on my list of things I hate about my F150. Now, I didn't want this list to just be me complaining about things or issues that I have with my truck. I wanted to also offer solutions. So a lot of these problems that I'm going to talk about, they also have solutions, or I have a solution for how I will fix them. Therefore, number 2 on my list is actually chrome. Now, let me be 100% clear. I don't actually hate chrome, but we started changing things on this truck and the chrome just had to go because it didn't fit. Now, if you look at the picture here from the beginning, there was chrome everywhere. We had a chrome grill. We changed it out for a Raptor grill. Whether you like it or not, I like the Raptor grill still. We got rid of the chrome wheels. We got black wheels. The running boards were chrome. We got rid of those. The handles here were chrome as well. We got rid of those. What else? The bumpers, most important part. The bumpers were chrome. We paint matched those. Actually was a very tedious task, but we did paint match those. If you look back up here, the emblem here was also chrome and blue, that normal Ford emblem. We paint matched that as well. Even up here on the F150 emblem, we did a overlay sticker here from RockyMountainGraphics.com. We put the overlay sticker there to get rid of chrome as well. So pretty much all the chrome is gone on this truck. There are only 2 pieces of chrome left, which is on the side of the Ford emblem, which doesn't actually bother me that much, but we do have plans to get a new F150 emblem there. The other piece of chrome that's on the truck is actually on the back right here, which doesn't actually bother me that much either, but we're going to eventually wrap this in probably like a gloss black to get rid of the chrome there. So as I stated, the chrome didn't actually bother me, but it didn't fit. Right now, I think everything looked cohesive. You got the silver and matte black slash gloss black thing going on here, which is the thing for the truck, which is I like, which also matches everything else that I got going on here. So that's the issue with the chrome. Number 3, this thing. Like, honestly, y'all, what is this thing? Like, why is it here? Now, this is actually a coin holder. Now, in 2015, this is a 2015 XLT, and maybe it made sense back in 2015. Maybe people were still using cash and getting change and storing their coins here. I don't know. But in 2023, it actually makes absolutely no sense. Now, it flows with the truck because it's a square here, and it matches this square on this side as well. So it makes sense for something to be there, but for it to be a coin holder, like it actually bothers me. I know it's not worth complaining about. It's like a very small, minuscule thing. I understand, but this bothers me. So this truck is not a 4x4, and I believe in the 4x4 trucks you have your select here for your 4x4, your 4x2, whatever. But as seeing as mine is not a 4x4, I guess they just decided let's just give them something, give them a coin holder. Now, this thing comes out. Yeah, snaps right out, and it's actually connected to something. I have no idea what that's for. Maybe it's for towing. I have no clue what that's for. And you can disconnect it. If I can do it with one hand. Look at that. You can disconnect it and just kind of store that plug in there, but honestly, there's no point in this thing. So as I stated before, there's always a solution, or at least I have a solution planned for everything I'm talking about on this video. And my plan here is to get rid of this thing altogether and to cut a piece of, I got a sheet of ABS plastic, and I'm gonna cut it to match and run some switches. I'm gonna create a switch panel for my off-road lighting, my light bar, and those type of things. And I can at least put at least 3 or 4 switches on here and get some 3M tape and just kind of stick it on there. I think that'll look a lot better than this thing. Since we're sitting in the front seat of the F150, let's go ahead and talk about number 4. First of all, let me put this thing back in because it looks horrible without anything there. All right. So number 4 is not just an F150 thing. It's actually a truck thing. And just for reference, before I had my F150, I drove a 2011 Nissan Altima. Keep that in mind while I'm explaining what I'm about to explain. Number 4 is actually blind spots. All right, now it goes without saying, trucks are longer than cars. Debate me if you want to. Trucks are longer than cars. It is what it is. So for whatever reason, when I'm driving this truck, it's hard for me to see what's on the side of me when I need to get over. Now, I don't know what it is or why that is, but there's a huge blind spot on the back of the truck, kind of where the rear tire is, and it drives me crazy. All right, so this is where my mirror is normally set up, right? I like to be able to see the back end of my vehicle, at least a glimpse of it in the side of the mirror here. So if you see there, that is the rear door handle of my truck. The reason I do that is because I like to be able to see what's on the side of me. I also see what's behind me in this mirror. Now, I know a lot of people are going to say that's what your rear view mirror is for, to see what's behind you. Understandable. But to get a full view of what's behind me and on the side of me, I like to set up my mirror like this. Now, unfortunately, it leaves me with a huge blind spot. So a lot of times I try to, I've experimented with moving my mirror a little bit, but either way, it still leaves me with a huge blind spot on this side, and it's only on the left side. So good thing about it is Ford put in this mirror right here, which is like your blind spot mirror, and it actually shows you what's over there. Right, it's great that they put that in there, but it's so small, right? My eyes are trained to look at this mirror, not at that mirror. So if I try, quickly, you always try to keep your eyes on the road, and then you do a quick glance over there to see what's over there before you get over. My eyes don't comprehend quick enough what's in this little bitty mirror because I can't even focus on it to see it. And I wear glasses. Right now, I've seen some F250s and some bigger trucks that have bigger mirrors, and the whole top half would be a blind spot mirror. The bottom half would be a regular mirror. And it'd be better if they did something like that. And that's something I could do. I could upgrade and get some tow mirrors. But as for now, this is what I have. So needless to say, now when I'm driving and I need to get over, I look at the rear view mirror, I look at the side view mirror, I look at the little bitty side view mirror, and I turn my head real quick, like 3 or 4 times before I actually get over. Whew, sketchy, y'all. That's living on the wild side. All right, y'all, number 5 on my list, I actually hate to admit, it actually hurts to admit this, but number 5, this truck is slow. Not that I would expect it to be the fastest vehicle in the world, but it's just not you know what I'm saying, it doesn't give you that oomph when you want that oomph. Like say you're trying to get in and out of traffic and you stomp on the gas, it doesn't actually go all the time. Like sometimes it'll surprise you, but normally most of the time it doesn't do it, you know. So I have a nice straightaway up here. I'm just gonna hit it one time. Just gonna stomp on it and I'm gonna show you what it does. Y'all, I promise you these tire tracks are not mine. These are not mine, okay? This is not for my truck. And be honest with you, that actually wasn't that bad. That's actually pretty good. 3.5 liter V6, non-EcoBoost, naturally aspirated. I don't know, it just seems like there should be more. Now, a lot of people will sit there and tell you that these 3.5 liter naturally aspirated engines don't actually exist, but it's right there. It's right there, trust me. And I've driven an EcoBoost, and I'm telling you, day and night difference. I mean, more like day and a couple days later, night difference. Anyway, it's a big difference, day and night. I think 0 to 60 in these trucks are somewhere around like 9 seconds, 10 seconds, something like that, which I want more than that. All right, y'all, so this is the next day. Something crazy happened with the audio on the last one, so I had to re-record. Take two. So this is our 3.5 liter naturally aspirated V6 engine from Ford. Now, a lot of people got in my comments and said these engines didn't exist, but they're right here, okay? I didn't know they existed either until I bought this truck, but naturally aspirated V6 from Ford. Now, the only thing we've done so far is we put in a high flow air filter from K&N. That's the only thing we've done, right? Now, it did give me a little horsepower. A lot of people are gonna deny it and say it doesn't really give you horsepower, but it does, okay? It at least gives you better throttle response. I can vouch for that. There are a lot of things we can do to get more horsepower with this truck. I believe from the factory, this truck was rated at like 289 horsepower, something like that. Don't quote me on that, but it was something low. It was something super low. So we could do a cold air intake. I know a lot of people do that, and a lot of people also debate whether they work or not, give you more horsepower. We might try that. We could also go full board, and we actually could twin turbo this truck. And I would love to do that, but yeah, it's expensive. There's a guy on YouTube right now who has a blue F150. It's a V6. I don't know what he did to it, but he's getting like 1,100 horsepower. He takes it to the drag strips. He does not lose. However, the other thing we could do, I have been using E85. E85 gives you a nice boost in horsepower. Now it does burn a lot quicker and it's a lot cheaper. So I have been using E85 and it does give you that extra boost when you're trying to hit it one time. Other than that, anybody else having any suggestions on what I can do to get a little more horsepower out of this truck, right? Especially some inexpensive suggestions because we don't want to spend too much money. Now, another thing that I did, I went ahead and put these big wheels and tires on, which kind of makes it a lot more sluggish. I knew it wasn't gonna help. So it makes it feel sluggish and you can feel the truck trying to pull these wheels and tires as you're driving down the street. I don't remember the exact number, but I know these wheels and tires were a lot heavier. I go back and look at the old footage. I know these wheels and tires are a lot heavier than the stock tire, obviously because they're a lot bigger. So adds more rotational mass, which makes it a lot slower or feels a lot sluggish. But hey, I like the look, so we're not getting rid of that. Let's talk about exhaust. Now, we could add exhaust on this truck. I've seen a lot of people add exhaust on their V6 F150s, and most of them are EcoBoost, and they don't really sound that good. I mean, it's not the sound that you want out of your truck. It sounds more like a hatchback. I don't know. So we're not doing that. But if you have an exhaust on your F150 and it sounds good, let me know. Send me a clip. I would like to hear it. Let me know what brand you have. Any other suggestions you have for your F150 to make it a lot quicker, let me know. Put it in the comments below. All right, there you have it, y'all. My list, my 5 things that I strongly dislike / hate about my 2015 F-150. Now, don't get me wrong. I love this truck. I wouldn't trade it for anything else in the world. This is probably the best vehicle I've ever owned. This is the funnest vehicle I've ever owned, especially with the mods that I've done and that I have planned. This is the funnest vehicle I've ever owned. So don't get me wrong. I do not hate this truck. There's just certain things that I wish were a little different that I have changed or will change in the future. So if you have anything that you hate on your truck, put in the comments below. Let me know what you think. Let me know what you think about my list, okay? Should probably do a 5 things that I really love about my truck too, just to balance it out. But thank you for watching another video on the Me and Car Keys channel. Motivation Crew, if you like this video. Now, you hear me talk about the Motivation Crew a lot. The Motivation Crew, that's me, that's you, that's her. She's just jumped in my video. It's all of us, the Motivation Crew, because we motivate each other to do better, to do more, to go for our dreams and believe in ourselves and believe in each other. So, Motivation Crew, thanks for watching another video on the Me and Car Keys channel. Give me a thumbs up if you like this video. Till next time, I'll see you.